Well, yes, it was important in that I went to see Georgie Fame there when I was living in Bournemouth. We went up to see Ray Charles and to him the night time, and it seemed to me from everyone was telling me that I should have gone there with my band, which is in fact what I eventually did. So it was very important to play there as opposed to anywhere else. I came up and joined Alexis Corner, and then as soon as I possibly could, I got my own band little gigs here and there, apart from playing solo in the interval between, in John Mayall's interval, but we won't go into that. Yeah, quite important because of the clientele that was going down, a lot of black servicemen, which helped the whole thing, and white servicemen went down there as well, actually, so not many people report that, but they did, just American servicemen that liked, liked American music. So, and of course you had our Jamaican people down there as well, so it's a good thing musically. We played the right kinds of things, and the right kind of bands were playing there that were similar to what we were doing. And I seemed to be a good replacement, or at least a part-time replacement for Georgie Fame, who was then becoming quite popular on the sort of legitimate music scene. So it suited both of our purposes, really. And yes, we played, first we did all the all-nighters and the afternoon ones that he couldn't do anymore because he was travelling to somewhere where he could get paid for one night's work, the equivalent of 3 gigs at the Flamingo. I suppose you could call that. There were about 4 bands that were sort of doing a lot of it. Farlow and the Thunderbirds, Torsey and the Blue Flames, me, the Chevelles, there was a whole lot of good little bands that were doing it. The Night Timers, they became quite regular there, of which Pete Gage was a guitar player, and he went on to form Vinegar Joe. I mean, big potpourri of talented people. Well, they were enjoyable all-nighters to do, actually. They were all night because nobody told you what to play. There was no, you must do so-and-so. All you play for an hour, and then you have a break for an hour and a bit where the other band plays, and then you go back on for another hour, and it all ended, it's 4 hours going on. Records in between, 4 or 5 hours, so before you know it, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You crawl out there and into the morning sun. It's a unique time, the 60s, in that everybody was mixing and matching. Actors would be there in the night times. I didn't realise it until later on. I started doing some acting, but a whole lot of actors that were quite famous all sort of went down to the Flamingo to kill the night, as it were, because they couldn't sleep or they didn't have to work the next day. So, and other performers would go down to check out who was playing. So yes, it was a good melting pot, London at that point. In fact, the whole of England was during that period, but no more than all the main cities had that sort of mix and match type thing, where one kind of music was going on right next to another kind of music. I got turned on to the organ through listening to the same sorts of things as Georgie Fame, and I realised we were all listening to very similar things, looking for some kind of voice of our own. I suppose you could say I'm still doing it to a degree, but I became a keyboard player by default, basically. Oh, you could say that Jerry Lee Lewis is going through to Ray Charles, and then through to all those people that played, Jimmy McGriff, Jimmy Smith, John Patton, Jack McDuff, my favourite, Jack McDuff for sound, and all those people became one kind of influence or another. And although by my playing you wouldn't notice it, but I listened to Oscar Peterson. I listened to a lot of it, and McCoy Tyner, whatever. I listened a lot, but so they've all been some kind of influence here and there, although I haven't obviously been able to necessarily emulate them all. but they all go into your psyche, and you just you amalgamate them into whatever you need to express yourself, I suppose. But not just piano players, of course. I listen to all sorts of soloists and other, guitarists and all sorts of people.